We moved from a church of about 20, 30 people, and now you're having a full congregation. The church is full. Assume the church was sitting 200. Then you move from that 200, one service to 2 services, to 3 services, 4 services, to now 5.
Yeah. Okay, wait. I'm trying to show where the culture of the intern came.
Yes.
So you guys, literally, you're intern number 1 at that time.
I was intern number 2.
Number 2, sorry.
Yes.
First female intern.
Yes.
Okay.
And remember me, I know God is, and there were others coming who didn't know whether it will end in ministry. It was just supposed to be a 1 year. In fact, the way it was said to us, God has blessed you all through your schooling years. You're about to start your career years. Give God the first year as a thank you to, and then also see what church means. So that whether you joined church ministry or not, at least you're conversant. And then there was a lot of, Bishop Oscar came in with a lot of new ideas. He was very innovative.
What was different from what you had seen?
Remember, we are coming from a season where youth churches were not even there. But he came in with, I think, what he always felt, I wish I'd gone through this. If I ever had young people, how do I train them first in leadership? So the biggest, and one of his passions is leadership development. How do I train these people in leadership? Whether they'll end up in church, whether they'll be doctors, whatever, what are some leadership principles you must ingrain in people?
And give me an example, what did that look like?
We had a lot of books of leadership we read. We had, let's say, for example, even simple things like delegation. Remember, you were young then, where you're doing everything and saying, no, you need to know the art of delegation. So all these principles of why do you delegate? Even though you can do the job yourself and do it well, why do you delegate? Empowering others. So now working with the students, helping the students. You're not supposed to be the one running the ministry.
Yep.
Grow the team so that the students are running the ministry. What do you do when there's a clash of personalities as a leader? How do you help the team form? I remember one time being given an assignment. There were 10 people who came from the US. And they wrote to chapel and asked if they could come for a 3-week missions experience. And Bishop Oscar told me, figure it. And these are adults coming from California. And one lady had a baby.
Wow.
He told me, figure it. And we always knew, we always told him, you threw us in the deep end many times. But then we always knew he's the one who, you know how you're dying in the deep end, but the coach is on the side. You just know, okay, he's there. And if you're really drowning, he'll pull you out.
Yeah.
Oh, we had so many depends. Then you'd come back and say, I'm stuck. And he had this principle, there are 9 ways to skin a cat. I don't know whoever came up with that. Go and think.
Who thought of skinning a cat in the first place?
So bad. And he tell us, there's nothing you can't solve if you take time out to think. So it became part of our, even from as interns, would get, I think, 3, every quarter you got 3 days out to go on a retreat. And would go to even simple retreat places in Karen, a Catholic place, alone. And so my sanguine friends used to feel like they are dying. Me, I'd go to places of silence, where nobody talks to you. Even if I want salt, you smile, and me, I thrive in solitude. So would go, and he sent you with notes of paper, and it's written at the top. First day, just listen to your body. If you need to sleep, sleep. Then lunchtime, 1 p.m., you open that. So the instructions, so it's like a guided retreat. So we all that was part of just stop and think. And there are times you just said, for this afternoon, do nothing but pick one thing that's bothering you. An issue in ministries, bothering you, you don't have answers. Think about it. And actually you'd come back and find, I actually know what to do. So some of those leadership principles, we read a lot. He'd make us meet leaders who are way ahead of us, He tells us, I have 30 minutes interview with a prominent person. So please don't go there and waste that 30 minutes. So we'd rehearse. What questions are we asking? What will you ask? What will I ask? What will we do?
No
so you prepare
way.
ahead of time. And you know you're walking in there, how are you dressing? Who's asking? You have 30 minutes and you need to know everything about this person and how it will. So don't go asking for, so prepare. If we got an opportunity to speak in a high school, you prepare that someone, the same group would sit in church, even if he's alone. Pastor Oscar would sit and you are his audience. He's your audience. And you preach, and you preach. Then you sit down, then he tells you, let's meet tomorrow. Then he says, these are your non-verbals. These are things you did in communication. You keep saying, you need to stop that. These are this, so we critique it, we build that someone, The day we go, you're now supposed to be preaching at the high school, he's the chauffeur. So he'd be with us. Then he'd sit at the back. So I learned. So when I speak in public, people think I'm looking at all of them, but I'm not. We just learned, you figure out who's looking very interested on my left, who's looking interested in the middle, who's on, and you keep.
Yes.
But you see, everybody thinks, because as a young leader, I don't consider myself humorous and all that. And in the beginning, every page I'd write, smile. I'd put a big smiley face, reminding myself, smile, sorry. I'd put there, and I think I'm not as humorous as Pastor Mulandi. You know, Pastor Mulandi just picks the mic, everybody laughs. Yeah. And I think I'm not human. I don't have jokes. And so it's not about that.
Pastor Mulandi at that time is in Bapo?
He's a bit behind us at that time.
Hey, Pastor Janet, you're an OG.
I am OG. Then I remember the worst thing, when somebody yawns. You know, you're a new, somebody yawns.
Yeah.
Or you see somebody dozing.
Yeah.
I'll die. It's done. It's done. So it come back and say, somewhere in your speaking, your energy levels went down. It looked like you felt defeated. What happened? And I'm like, yes, somebody just slept. They were dozing. I'm boring. He says there were 70 or 100 people looking at you, but you focused on the one person who was sleeping. What if they were sick and they had taken a Puriton? They were not, maybe they didn't sleep because of boredom.
Yeah.
But now you killed everything for this 100 people who are watching, who are listening, who are gaining something. So he says, from now, there'll always be somebody who's attentive, somebody who's looking forward, somebody who mark them here, then talk to those 3-4 people. And keep shifting your eyes. And shift. And then when they smile, smile. So you know, some of those things we picked. So a lot of public speaking.
You to this level.
Yes, we were interns.
Yes, but the amount that he's pouring in is a lot. I mean, he's coming, you're preparing the someone beforehand and presenting it to him.
Yes.
He's giving you feedback. Then he's taking you to the venue. He's there to critique you for helping you for future.
Yes. And now we learned also, before I was very sensitive to when you're
criticism, yes.
And he said, it's not you. We're talking about the content and the preparation. So it's not about you. So we learned the art also of the sandwich thing. Start with the great. Oh, you did excellent. Wow, we're just there with you. We go. Then, but be truthful and honest.
Yes.
And then say, okay, but these 3 things, if I was to do it again, I would change. Your introduction was a bit weak. And it seems in the last 3 times you've spoken, you start with good morning. Don't be, people should not be able to predict what you are saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
No, that's okay. But in us, and then but then the end now. But again, please remember, even though we've told you these 4 things, but remember, even me now, I learned how to give
yourself.
Give also a critique others.
Okay.
And learn it's not personal. we're actually doing this and we're getting better next time. So that's what the internship was for us. It was an amazing, and I pray even now we can continue to harness that and grow. And it became a major leadership engine for Nairobi Chapel. So there are people all over who didn't end up as pastors, but went through that internship and that foundation. It's where you formed good friends. And then we always had a mission where we'd go out of our context. So this group of 10 people I was given, and I was told, you figure. They're coming, figure where they'll stay, figure what they'll do. But then I'd come back and say, it would have a weekly meeting. So I've decided we're going to do 3 weeks in Nairobi. Said, somebody has come all the way from California. You want them to be in Nairobi the whole 3 weeks. So I remember he told me, okay, fine. First week, they're in Nairobi. Second week, they're out of Nairobi, but in Kenya. Third week, I want them out of Kenya. So you choose an East African country, figure out a contact, what you'll do there. And then they come back for debrief, and they're out. It was a 4-week mission.
Wow.
And I'm 8. I had never led a group. I had never...
Had you left Kenya?
No. By that time, no.
Yeah.
So, and he told me, you have the resources if you just think. Go away for 3 days and think. Come and tell us what we will do. And we'll follow you, we'll support you, but I'll also help you. You will not fail. And he used to always tell us, guys, one day you are going to be greater leaders than... And I'll be just saying, hey, isn't Janet Mutinda? I used to know her. You know when a father pumps you, when a leader affirms you, when a leader helps you to see you can be what you can't see, it's amazing. So I went and decided, okay, so we did that. And the team came, and somehow we did Nairobi, did 1 or 2 schools and things, found them a place to stay. Yes, 10 adults. 10 adults, and I'm just fresh from college, and I'm the leader.
And you're with them everywhere they're going.
Responsible for their lives. So we did that, and I thought, I come from Nakuru. He told us we need something out of, I'm going back home. So I went to a church in Nakuru. I explained to them what this was. They said yes. Found hosts within the church.
Wow.
So we did a week in Nakuru. Then I thought, but I had a friend in Uganda. So I reached out to them. They said, yes, let me ask my pastor. So we organized all that, hosts within the churches. We did Uganda 1 week. By the time I came debriefed, I needed 1 month of at the spa, but we did it. We did it, and you see, those are the things that build confidence in a young person when you allow them to lead. And I really believe that even as leaders, even in a team, you can't be the one who knows everything.
Yeah.
Even though you are a CEO, somebody below you, if you have a medical unit and you're not a medic, like what I have, that person is my leader when it comes to that. Our finance manager is my leader in finances when that comes to that. And so figuring out that. So those are the things and how we were brought up in leadership from a very early age. No excuses. If you know the Nairobi Chapel culture, we do things excellently. So don't come and just tell us on Sunday.
We're singing this song.
Yes. And you are just thinking off the cuff. There's a lot of preparation.
At this time, is the church growing?
Yes.
So now what numbers is it looking at this time?
From now, 20, or the church is full.
Actually, let me start by saying, what year do you join the internship?
Must have been in 91.
Wow.
91, 92.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, so what does now this growth rate?
So we moved from a church of about 20, 30 people, and now you're having a full congregation. The church is full. Assume the church was sitting 200. Then you move from that 200, 1 service to 2 services, to 3 services, 4 services, to now 5.
Yeah. Okay, wait.
So if you are preaching, you preach. We got to a place now you would preach.
What, you're preaching?
Yes.
At church?
Yes.
At chapel?
Yes. You remember it was small then?
Yes, but...
Now, no. In the beginning, I was not preaching at church because we didn't have, the policy at that point did not allow women to preach in church. So all the preaching engagements we were doing at high schools. Because when the high school invites Nairobi Chapel, they didn't say it's a lady or a man.
Yes.
I remember during one of the retreats, Pastor Oscar sent us to, he asked us to take A4 paper and write a letter to God. Tell God, what is it that you want God to give you that will make you the most amazing leader and that will do great things for him? Write that down. I went for 3, I thought, I came back with one sentence. I wish I was a man.
What?